Hi there, Jennifer Elizabeth Masters here. I began my healing journey when I was in my early 30s, and that was a few decades ago. Why and what got my attention? Well, I was miserable, I was anxious, I was depressed, I had financial woes, I had issues with my relationships, I had challenges in my family, difficulty communicating. I had a muzzle over my mouth that was invisible. I wasn't able to speak up for myself. And I had a woe is me, self-piteous attitude. And so with all of the things that were happening in my life, I had lots of trauma in the past. And if you want, you can go to my website, jenniferelizabethmasters.com, and read my About page. Plenty of trauma, sexual molestation, narcissistic abuse, you name it. And so over time, I tried to compensate. I had disassociation. I wasn't in my body when I was having sex. I wasn't in my body when someone was yelling at me. And so when I wasn't in my body, I wasn't connected. I found myself with lots of challenges. And over time, what I recognized was I was in a state of suffering, and I didn't like it. I wanted something different. And I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I asked for help. And I had guidance along the way, and in that process, I developed all these different courses. Love Yourself Fearlessly. What else? Infinite Love, Tainted to True Love, because I'd experienced lots of tainted love. And so I was an expert at all of those things, and I was shining the light for my clients on their relationships. What is it we're expecting from our relationships? Well, okay, so I want to go back to what happened. So when I decided, I want you to hear me, I decided I wanted something different. I wanted to be well because I wasn't. I had lots of health issues, fibromyalgia, Epstein Barr, and autoimmune disease. I had sinus infections, bladder infections. I was sick a lot. And so what I recognized was all of the things going on in my body were a reflection of what was happening in my head and in my subconscious mind, where, of course, 95% of our thoughts are. We're not even aware of 95% of the thoughts we think. And so I began to lovingly accept myself instead of hating the shadowy parts of myself, the parts I didn't want other people to see. I began to embrace those things. And for those around me that weren't healed, apparently it pissed them off because they thought, well, your ADD is not cute. Well, here's the thing, is that when we embrace all that we are, when we love all parts of ourselves, we love the insecure part, we love the part that gets scared, we love the part that was afraid of the dark, we love the part that worried about her weight, we love the part that thought her butt was too big, we love the part that was insecure in relationships. When we start embracing all of those things with love, guess what happens? Our life gets better. And instead of cutting off the parts of ourselves that we don't like, we include them. That's what self-love is all about, including all that we are. Because we're not less than, we're more than. And when we recognize we are enough, we were always enough, it was just a head trip we were on temporarily. And then we get off the pity party, we get off the illness party, and we get out of fear. You know, there was a time when I was afraid of the dark. As a child, I used to run down the hall and leap from my door to my bed because I was sure some demon was going to grab me from underneath my bed. I was afraid in the basement. When the lights were being turned off, I was afraid to go down the basement and come back up. I was afraid some demon was going to grab me. And so living in fear, it isolates us. It makes us feel small, and it makes us feel that life is hopeless. But of course, if we've had trauma that taught us that there was no hope, that there was no help coming. We are learning helplessness. And I had that experience. I don't know if you did. But if we are taught that there is no help, that nobody will listen to our cries for help, that nobody is concerned about our pain, then eventually we learn nobody's coming. And the good part of that is we become self-reliant, we become resilient, and that's what happened for me. I stopped listening to all the things that I was hearing from my parents and that was in my subconscious mind repeating over and over again. And I changed those thoughts. And the thing of it is that our mind is amazing. It is the biggest, well, it's not big, but it is a fabulous supercomputer, and so is our heart. And so as long as we're holding on to resentment, hatred, anger, frustration, unforgiveness in our heart, guess what? We keep attracting more of the stuff that we're holding on to. We keep attracting more things that hurt us. And so that's why we have to heal the past, lovingly let go of all those things we've been holding on to, the resentment, the unforgiveness, the hatred, the frustration, the stubbornness, letting go of all of those things, and we soften and we become a much better, much happier, much healthier version of ourselves. And that's what's happened to me. Here, I'm closer to 70 than I am 50. And I will tell you, I do not have pain in my body. My body it's light-filled, and that the more that we lovingly accept ourselves, the higher we vibrate. I have clients tell me that they're so elevated when they work with me that when they're off the call the next day, it's like this crash. Well, here's the truth, is that the more we work together, the more your vibration rises and you become more elevated as well, able to hold more light, able to hold more love. It's a matter of letting go of all the things, the dark, the shadow, the things holding us back, letting go of all of those things. So yes, I have been doing this work for over 36 years. I've been a hypnotherapist since 1998, and I started doing energy healing in 2007, became a coach in 2011, so I've been coaching my clients, thousands of people around the world since 2011. I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified every time there's a new video. And I do have Kundalini Yoga videos that will help you with anxiety, depression, feeling ungrounded. So yes, I'm multifaceted. There's more than there's more than a little here. A lot. I'm a Scorpio, 5 planets in Scorpio. I'm a very deep person, and when we work together, I have infinite compassion and no judgment. Because you cannot shock me. If I haven't done it, I've heard it. But I have done a lot of things in my lifetime, that I used to feel ashamed about. And so we heal all of these things together, let go of the grief, the sadness, the sorrow. And yes, that is part of what I do in the energy healing with the coaching. I combine the two and am a channel, so I get guidance from your guides and mine that tell us exactly what would work best for you. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and I'm nothing special. I have worked diligently to heal the past so that I could live a joyful, happy life, because I know each one of us has been given this as our birthright. We are not meant to sit in sorrow, self-pity, or suffer. We are not meant to stay there. It is a piece of life that we journey through to allow us to see the bigger picture, that we are not our sorrow, we're not our suffering, we are not our trauma. We are far greater than that. You are far greater than that. And I believe in you. I love you. Thanks for watching. And again, my website, jenniferelizabethmasters.com, and I am working on some very special new programs for you. Love you. Thanks for being here. Have a fabulous rest of your day.